Final defeat here 2 years ago against Raymond van Barneveld, beating the 5-time world champion 10-6 to reach tonight's semis, where he will meet Phil the Power Taylor in what is a mouth-watering matchup. Can't wait for that one. So 11 straight wins for Gary over Barney. Bizarre stat, that one. 106 average today to Barney's 100. It was 116 at one point for Gary. 10 180s between them. 63% checkout rate for Anderson, and that fortnight's break of throwing darts seems to have done him a lot of good. He seems to be very relaxed indeed up there. And he's talking to Dan now.
Gary, congratulations. You've extended your incredible run over Raymond. 11 consecutive wins over him now.
I know it's been a good one, you know, against a player like Barney, you know. I mean, you get players that you have a good run against, you get players that you can't beat. You know, my nightmare is Andy Smith, the pie man. You know, I just cannot beat him for the love of money. But I've got a good record against Raymond, so yeah, I think you might think about that.
109 average in the first round. You've averaged more than 106 there. Can you just play like that all the time?
When I want to, yes, you know, but I'm up there actually just enjoying it, having fun, you know. I mean, we done an interview in the newspaper a couple of weeks ago after the World Championships. When Michael beat me in the final, that night I had the best sleep I've had for about 2 years. You know, it was absolutely fantastic. It just felt like a milestone had been lifted off my shoulders. But no, I'm going to enjoy it now.
Do you think you are playing with more freedom then? You haven't got the pressure of being the world champion as you've had for the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's on his back now, you know, so when everyone guns for you, they gun for you. Trust me, you know, so yeah, we'll see how we can go. Keep going like that, you know, Michael will have something to think about.
Well, Phil Taylor first, of course, in the semi-finals. Is there an added incentive, potentially knocking him out of his final Masters?
I don't know, it might work reverse, you know. Oh, he's retired now, let's see how he does, you know. But no, against Phil, he'll be up there to batter me, and I'll be up there to do exactly the same time, so we'll see what happens.
Can't wait to find out. Good luck, Gary.
Cheers, Dan.
That's a relaxed, very happy and fabulously in-form Gary Anderson, having lost his world title.
Yeah, exceptional really, you've got to say, in both rounds, averaging 106.5 there, 110 shy of in the first round. He's looking pretty good, isn't he?
He is, and it's obvious that's had a good effect on him, having that break, but also, you know, he's saying that everyone's gunning for Michael now, but surely they were gunning for him last year just as much.
They probably were. Double world champion, obviously, he was the man to beat. Michael was obviously world number one. Two best players in the world, without a shadow of doubt, these two, and you wouldn't be surprised if these two met in the final again here. They're just both playing at a different level than a lot of the other players. There's a group behind them that are playing still pretty well. I mean, Barney didn't do a lot wrong there, still averaged over 100, a 170 out, a 141, a 121. Didn't do a lot wrong, but just couldn't catch Gary. That early break in, I think it was a third or fourth leg, 4-1 down in the session. It's hard to beat somebody who's averaging 106.5, 107.
116 at one point, wasn't it, as well?
Well,
it's
yeah,
extraordinary.
absolutely.
And earlier on we saw Phil Taylor in good form as well against Peter Ryan, who was completely out of sorts today, it seemed.
That was strange, that early start. I mean, he's so confident, such a good player, prepares really well. We know, like he said on the interview, he was up really early this morning doing the hair, just like me. But I don't know what happened there. The first two legs, it was awful. He just could not find his range at all. And it was significant that he stayed up on the break to have a practice and then came out and played better in the latter part of the match, but that early start just did him.
He did say in the pre-match interview, when we heard him talking with Phil, he said, this is Peter, that he'd slept so badly, and he said the mattress in the hotel wasn't right for him, and he didn't seem up for it before that game. Can that have an effect if you have slept badly and you go up on the stage?
Well, it can do, yeah, any sport. If it plays a little bit of a mind trick with you, it can take a little bit of an effect. And I mean, the scoring, it wasn't just the fact that he was hitting 60s. He was all over the board. He was hitting there, as you see there, a 5, a treble 1. When he went downstairs, he was hitting the 3s. And you just don't expect it from a player number 3 in the world, and a player of his capabilities and quality, and somebody that prepares as good as anybody in the game.
Oh, we've been talking a lot about Phil Taylor, haven't we, in this tournament, given his announcement that this will be his last 12 months on the tour. And a couple of fabulous checkouts from him in particular. I love the point where he looked at the board and he went, what do I need? He went, ball? Yeah, I'll go ball. And he got the ball. I mean, how many of you can do that, particularly when the ball's already occupied?
Yeah, he looks like he's having a lot of fun out there, doesn't he? He was just checking the score there. But he just looks so relaxed. Maybe the announcement that he's going to retire this year has taken some pressure off him. He's certainly capable of winning another TV event, no doubt whatsoever. But just lovely to see a man that's in his possible last year, really enjoying his darts and still producing the goods.
I can see people at home getting the darts out, the practice ball going, ball, yeah, we'll go ball, and then just hitting it. It's just straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good to see. People at home would have been laughing. We were in the comms box at the time as well, and Peter, you could see Peter's face there, and it was quite a good moment as well.
What about MVG? He's coming up later on. What are you expecting in that match against Mensah?
You almost expect the same from Michael all the time, don't you? When somebody challenges him, he seems to go into another gear. He's playing at a level, like we said, with Gary, completely above everybody else at the moment in time. The top 2 players in the world, but Michael, number 1, world title as well. The start he had last season, he'll be looking to do exactly the same because he's relentless in the pursuits of winning tournaments and titles.
A.D. Lewis looking to win another one as well. He's up against Robert Thornton today, coming up next, in fact. And yesterday was a huge victory for Robert. You can see just how much it meant to him. He's really struggled since winning in Dublin. He really was my
star of yesterday, Robert, because he really has struggled with form, lots of personal problems he's mentioned himself, and it's difficult as a player, you know. I mean, nobody on the tour would have wanted him to sort of lose that game. He needed a win and needed it badly. He really put every effort he could into that match. He almost felt like he was walking on stage on his walk-on with armour. He really gave it everything, and he got over the line in the end. It didn't look likely when James took out that 167, I think it was, towards the end, but you could see what it meant to him.
Yeah, you could see all the emotion and everything, and talking to him afterwards as well. It was a huge day for him. His granddaughter's birthday as well meant a huge amount to him. Well, one semi-final is confirmed, an absolute cracker it's going to be. And in the other half of the draw, Michael van Gerwen is the man to beat, of course, as ever. Mensah Suljovic has that task at the end of this afternoon session. After Robert Thornton has played Adrian Lewis. Thorne delighted to beat James Wade yesterday in the match that went all the way to the deciding leg. Cracker that was. And he's looking to turn the page on what was a really disappointing 2016 for him. Let's see whether he can do that. And carry on from yesterday. Let's get him on stage via John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the quarter-final stages of the Unibet Masters, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. And at this time, we'd like to welcome our viewers joining us on ITV4. It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, from Scotland, the former UK Open champion, the former World Grand Prix champion, the Thorn, Robert Thornton! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, from Stoke-on-Trent, England. The former European champion, Auckland Darts Masters champion. And ladies and gentlemen, the former two-time back-to-back champion of the world!